A lot of women really think that having a child for a man will keep a man. Hi, I'm Destiny, and welcome to my channel. And some of you guys, this may not be the first time you're seeing my face, while some of you guys will probably know me from my other channel, where I am very passionate about sharing women's story, relationship, and even pop culture. But on this channel, it's all going to be all about Destiny, my lifestyle, things I enjoy, sharing my tips, letting you guys to have a glimpse of my life. So this intro is just going to be short, so let's get into today's video. So in this video, I will be sharing with you guys a story of how I got to this place where I am a child-free 41 years old woman from Nigeria, live in Nigeria, and now she is very intentional with her life. I shared this story on TikTok a couple of months ago, and it got a lot of user traction. And I feel like I am not doing my community service for keeping that story away from them. So I decided to come share it with you guys, and I feel like that is the beginning, the chapter for you guys, letting you guys a glimpse of my life. And I know, but that's for people that know me from my other channel. And I know a couple of people are wondering, why is she up? Like, who is she? Yeah, one of the reasons why I'm doing this is that I want to be able to be an example for younger girls to know that the life is choice, and some of the ideas that society has endorsed in us as women, it's not the way it is, and that you can choose the life you want to live and still be happy. A lot of women go ahead to have children out of fear and obligation of what society has told us all our life. So with that all said, guys, I'm just going to leave this video here. I'll still come back and have a lot of chit chat with you guys here on this channel. I'm going to share with you guys my story on how I went from being a woman that wanted to have a child, that was pregnant, I had miscarriages, stillbirth, to the place where I became that woman that don't want a child, and I'm speaking up proudly about it. And especially coming from the society I'm coming from, where this is not a thing where you can say this out loud. On this TikTok video that you're going to watch, you're also going to see here some, I responded to some of the comments and some of the fear that society has put on women. And you just clearly see that a lot of women are on survival mode rather than them to actually live this life. How can a woman that wanted a child all of a sudden woke up one morning and said she doesn't want a child, and she is so loud about it? Hi, I'm Destiny. I'm 40 plus years. I'll be 41 in August, and right now I'm a child-free woman by choice. And I want to share my story on how I got to this place where I gotten pregnant, tried getting pregnant, had full pregnancy, and now I'm like, you know what, I don't want kids. So some of you guys may not know, because you guys are new to this page, is the fact that I have been married for almost 12 years now, and myself and my husband have been together for almost 22 years now. So that's my guy. Okay. And getting married, we were expected, as every married couple in Nigeria would, to start raising a family and all that. But one thing about myself and my husband is that we have a very good relationship in terms of friendship. So one of the things we talked about even before getting married was the fact that having a child is not a priority in our marriage. And that is one thing that actually helped us with all the years. You guys know, in the Nigeria or in an African family, when you just get married, even 3 years later, people are already on your case, like, oh, why don't you have kids and all that. But because we're so grounded on it, and we realized early, even before we got married, that a child is not what is going to break off the relationship. With or without a child, we are fine. Like, it wasn't a big deal. And I feel like that takes me back to where me, the inner me and the real me, has always questioned having a child. So fast forward, we got married and all that, and we didn't do anything special, try to have a child, try to get pregnant or anything. But I realized I was doing 9 to 5 at that point, but I realized that I don't know, I keep having miscarriages. At that time, I didn't even know it was a miscarriage. But eventually, we got to find out that I've been getting pregnant all these years, but because of how stressful my job is, if you know Lagos, you know. And I wasn't mobile at that time, so I was still jumping public transport, and I was going from the mainland to the island, Lekki, every single day. So it was really stressful for my body and the pregnancy, which usually I keep having miscarriages, so that's why there's a lot of miscarriage story on my own part. And then after a couple of years, I got fed up of the job and the stress it was doing to me, and I decided to stop and to pursue other things, my business and other things. And after that, I got pregnant, and at this point, it was we didn't even realize I was pregnant, but I think probably because I wasn't really stressing myself that much, I, I didn't even. It just happened. So got to the hospital, got to find out we were pregnant, and after that, they said, you know what, I have to be very cautious about myself, and I need a bed rest. But for me, being a very active person that I am, you guys probably have seen it on my page. I move my body a lot, so it's almost like impossible. But yeah, we're like, okay, bed rest, whatever. And we lost the pregnancy. Short story short, I had a miscarriage. But one thing is that at that miscarriage was almost like an eye opening for me, and I was like, you know what? Why am I putting my body through this stress? Like, I don't need to. It's not something that it's core in this marriage. It's not something that, do you get what I'm saying? I personally, anybody that knows me knows that I love kids and I'm good with kids. But is that what I really want? But at that time, I was fighting my inner self because why don't you want kids? Like, that was the question I was asking myself. Like, why don't you want kids? Why having kids is not something that is so strong deep down in you? And because that's our society has just made women that feels that way to question themselves, and it's fine. I was that person. I questioned myself for the longest time. And after the pregnancy, I just like, you know what, I sat my husband down and I was like, you know what, I'm not doing this pregnancy thing again. I don't want kids. I'm good. But even at the time I was doing that, there's still that pushback and fear. You get what I'm saying? Of, oh my goodness. So, okay, that was at the point that people were already, our family members and all that, our doctor was suggesting IVF and other options. But I just went straight and I told my husband, I don't want to have kids and all that. And he was very respectful. That's my guy. He was very respectful about it, and I'm like, you know what, fine, fine. And then fast forward to 2021, it just happened. I got pregnant. And I remember when I did the test and found out I was pregnant, I didn't even call my husband first. I called my best friend, and I was just bawling my eyes out, because at that point I was already in that place where I'm like, oh my god, I'm going child free. I was super excited just going child free and not doing this pregnancy thing again. Like, it felt like a huge relief on me. So finding out I was pregnant, I was bawling my eyes out. And at that time, mentally, I was not even in a good shape because I was questioning everything around me. Looking back at it now, I realized that I wasn't living my authentic self. I was fighting a lot of battles inside me, a lot of demons inside me. So I called my friends and I was bawling. I was like, I don't want this kid. It's not in my agenda. I just want to be auntie, the rich auntie. I just want to focus on making money and traveling. That is all I want to do, not kids. And my friends were like, you know what, girl, chill. It already happened. You didn't plan it. It happened. Just chill. Just go and check what's up, how far gone you are, and all that. And I was like, oh God. But it was a lot of conviction from my friends and my husband. Like, it just happened. Maybe this is God's sign. Like, okay, you should have it. And I was like, okay, maybe, probably. And then I decided to keep the pregnancy and have the baby. That baby really took a toll on me because everybody's, like, including my doctor, decided to put me on a very strict bed rest, which I had to be in the hospital for months. And it was really hard on my mental state because I'm not the type of person that is in one position or restricts movement. So it was really hard on me. And after, the crazy thing is that nothing even happened. I think I was already like, oh, ready to go home almost after 6 months in the hospital. And by the time I go home, I was just like, something is off here. And the truth is that how I got into labor, the doctor wanted to check me. I got to the hospital, the doctor wanted to check me, and that was it. My water broke. And this is still a mystery to even my doctor, myself, everybody were like, there's no way that water is supposed to break that early and all that. Because even prior to that checkup, I already did a scan and the baby was fantastic. He's just like me. He's very active, so you can see him move really, really, really well. So just there and just trying to check me, and that was it. My water broke, and I had to birth him, because I was already in my third trimester at this point. And yeah, and after that I just went into a deep dark place where I was crying and asking God, like, I don't want kids. Why do you make me to go through all this and then still take it away unexplained? It wasn't as if I had a miscarriage. It wasn't nothing. It was just a routine checkup, and my water broke, and that was it. And I was really upset with God, myself, and about all that. But at that point, I just said, you know what, I need to go to therapy, which I did. And in therapy, I started finding myself, my voice, who I am, what am I called, what do I really, what are the things that is making me in that dark place. And then I just got to that place where I just needed to be honest to myself, my partner, my family member, that having a kid is not something that is in my decision. Because a lot of people thought is the hurt of losing my son. That was why I said I didn't want kids. No, it was way deeper than that. I didn't really want kids. Like, why? When I told my family member, including my mom, about it, sometimes some of them didn't understand initially why I'm so bent on it, and I was like, that should not be a prayer point for me. Nobody should pray for a baby for me, because I don't want to. I think I'm going to. So I want to respond to this comment that says that, oh, because I choose not to have a child, then I should not have bothered getting married. If you hear the story, you will know that I said myself and my husband, we know from the get-go that having a child is not a must for us. And it's people like this that feels like everybody is a monologue, everybody should be the same, everybody should do the same, not realizing that this life is free will, it's choice. You make your choice. And there's one thing, and I said myself and my husband, we've been together for 22 years. That's a long-term friendship and relationship that we've had. And for somebody to even bring us as women or as young girls back to the only thing we're good for in marriage is to have a child, that really speaks enough for the society that we are in, and how women are being seen more like a baby making machine rather than a partner and somebody to do life with. So, Mr. Man, some of us did not get married with the intention of procreating. Some of us got married with the intention of having a partner and somebody to do life with. And that is one of the beautiful things you could ever get yourself, not putting yourself in a place where you have an obligation to feel as a woman to have a child. And I am so grateful and blessed that the person I share my life with, my husband, we run on the same mindset, and we're not trying to make each other's life more difficult. Rather, the reason why we came together was to make our life a lot easier with each other and somebody to do life with. So, Mr. Man, there are some of us that we want to enjoy this life. We don't want to be a burden or carrying a burden. Or now, I'm not saying some people, children is a blessing, but some of us, we are very intentional with our life, and we don't just go with what society expects of us, but what we want for our life. And we do realize that this life is free will. So you make the decision that deem fit for you, that works for you, and make you happy. When I mean happy, happy genuinely from inside, not happiness from the standard of what society consider as happiness. Okay, so yeah, and thank you to you guys that understand that in this comment section, kind of schooling him. So toodles. And also there's also some men that don't mind having kids. I've met so many men that believe in I've met so many men that are going child free, literally. So yeah. As much as there are a lot of women speaking up about it, there's also a lot of men that don't want anything to have with kids. So yeah. Oh, before I go, also want to make one point. Men that usually feel like this is what women are made to do, to have kids, they end up leaving the entire burden of raising these children on the woman. Because guess what? They also believe that it is your duty for you to take care of those children 98%. Why all they need to do is to drop money financially, and the money they drop 98% of the time is never enough to take care of the child. So you, the mother, you still have to work to earn money and also add to support the child while he does as convenient. Ladies, I'm not telling anybody to come on the same journey with me, but what I'm saying is that having a child is a life choice, and you can still be happy not having a child. I'm 40 years old. I'll be 41 in 2 months time, and I'll tell you, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life, period. So I want to respond to this question that said that what will happen if my husband decided to have a kid or decided to go out and have children. Before I go on, I just want to say that a lot of women really think that having a child for a man will keep a man. This is a comment I usually get a lot from friends, family, that like, oh, this one you've decided not to have kids. Hope your husband will not start going outside. Hope your husband will not go and have kids on you outside and all that. And for me, this is why I feel like my story is really important to share, because I feel like it's given from a different perspective from what the society norm is. I personally, I have said what I want in the marriage, what I want in this relationship, and he gets it. I am not lying. I am not forming it. I'm not doing what I don't want to do. And a lot of women really think that compromising things like this will make a man be with them. Having children with a man, taking the bare minimum from a man will make a man stay with them. But we've seen it repeatedly over and over again, how even some relationships, some marriage, where even after children they end up breaking up, or even with children in the house the man will still go out to have children. So even having a child does not even make your marriage or your relationship solid. It comes with the individual that is in the relationship. I personally, myself and my husband, we have an amazing understanding where we've had this conversation. And like I said in my story time, talking about how having a child is not really on top of the priority for the both of us. So for me, I've made my own decision, like, no, I don't want kids, like I'm solid on that. And he has my blessing. If a child is something that he really wants from his life, he can go ahead and do it. Like, I'm not going to hold it back. And that's one misconception that a lot of people feel like marriage is a lot of compromise, a lot of let go of yourself, a lot of losing yourself. That's what will make the marriage work. And that's one amazing understanding myself and my husband had before we got into marriage. We do realize that there is a possibility of divorce in the future. That's one thing. When people say, how come we stay so long for 22 years and all that, that's because we understand the other person can walk away. And have you seen me? I'm like, I know I'm beautiful. I know I'm gorgeous. The same way you people feel like we should, as a woman, you should be scared for not losing your man to another woman. He should be scared not losing me to another man. So he needs to act right. So back to the conversation. If he wants kids, like he has my blessing, he needs to do what makes him happy, what genuinely makes him happy. And if he's to stay in the marriage with me without having kids doesn't make him happy, then there's no need for the marriage. He can go out and do that. Then for me to be in a marriage and have kids just so that I can keep the marriage and then don't be happy, then there's still no marriage. Everybody will be miserable. So one of the major factors myself and my husband were so keen on is individual happiness and individual goal and vision. If the marriage doesn't fulfill you or make you happy, then we can have that conversation of going our separate ways. Marriage is not by force. Being with somebody is not by force. If it's not working, it's okay to let it go. So the question here, if my husband decided to have kids outside, it's fine if that makes him happy. Okay. Can we have this conversation? Oh yeah, come, let's have it. Okay. All right, so this comment, even down in the comments, go check it out. So this comment is talking about wait until he passed on. That's when you will know the truth. Just wait and see. I've gotten a lot of comment that this is like an emotional, almost threat for women that has put a lot of women in high blood pressure mood. Period. So he's talking about probably my husband having a child outside and what will happen if he passed on and then the children comes out and then he leaves his entire wealth for his children, which for me that is valid. Like if my husband have children elsewhere or he has kids, his hard work and his wealth should goes to his children first of all, because who's going to take care of them, like for real? And then because of that fear has kept a lot of women trapped. And I do understand a lot of women are not financially free and they are financially dependent on their spouse. I get it. But me, I am not that woman. I have my own. I work my off to make sure that I have my own. With or without my husband, I am fine. My husband is not the person like you say, okay, oh, with or without him, I will not live the quality of life that I live now. No. And that is why I work as hard as I do. So I am with my husband not because I need to be with him because he provides some type of financial support and all that. I'm with him because I want to be with him. And that's a big difference when it comes to a relationship. And a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people are in relationship that they need to be in the relationship. They don't want to be there anymore. They don't like the way the man treats them. They don't like the way the man talks to them. But they just need to be it because one, they already have children. Where are they going to go with these children they already have? Two, the vital part of the years that they're supposed to use to hustle as hard as they should, they probably use it raising children. They're tired. But that's not in for me. I have my time and I'm still young and I'm going to use that time to work hard for myself and have my own. If my husband have children or he has his secret children like everybody's saying in the comment section, definitely his money should go out to them. Like, I have two hands, I have two legs. Why can't I work for my own money? Like, really? And that's why, as ladies, I do encourage you to be financially independent and free so that you choose who you be with. Not you are with somebody because you have to be with, but you are with them because you want them. You really like them. You really want to spend your time, your energy, your emotion, and pour into them, not because you have to. You get that? And I feel like that makes a lot of women really miserable when they are caught up in situation, marriage, relationship that they don't want to be. But that's not me. So yeah. So I want to respond to these comments and questions that said, "What if my husband go ahead to have a child via surrogacy and still wants to be married with me? Will I take care of the child the same way, regardless? Like either way, like." Point out, she said surrogacy, not that he gave another girl. That means it's not a relationship, it's a surrogate and he wants a child. No, I won't take care of the child, okay? I personally, I choose to go child free for a reason because I don't want that responsibility of taking care of another human being. If I want to take care of a child, we could easily have gone another route. We could have tried IVF, we could have tried surrogacy. I still have vital eggs. We could have tried all that. But I don't want a child, and that is why it's child free by choice. I don't want the responsibility of raising a child. I like how my life is, where I can just pick up and go, where I can focus on myself, where I can heal and enjoy myself. I love that for me. So if he chooses that, oh, he wants to have a child by surrogacy or even get another woman pregnant and say, oh, I want to, I'm happy for him. That's what he wants for himself. I'm happy for him. But I will not take on that responsibility in taking care of a child, because if I want a child, I will get a child. It is. So yeah, that's the answer to that question. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe. I'll be dropping with you guys vlogs, live updates, which I used to do on my other channel. I used to give live update, but it's going to be moved here. I'll be giving you guys live update and what I'm up to in my life. There's a whole lot of exciting things that happened in 2025 that I want to really share with you guys. My journey and where I'm at now in life. I've been the most happiest I've ever been. And I'm really here to share it with you guys and to let a lot of women and younger girls out there to know that your happiness is just choice that you can choose for yourself. So yeah, so if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to this channel, give the video a thumbs up so YouTube can push out the video so that more people can, like more people from our community from the other channel can see this channel too. Okay, I'm going to try to post as maybe 1 or 2 videos a week. I'll try. You guys know the other channel is already like, I'm already working my ass off on that one. But yeah, so you guys let me know what you guys think. And if you have any more question about this journey I'm on, please go ahead and do that. And subscribe if you have not subscribed to this channel. Okay, so welcome to my lifestyle, and where sometimes I come and I just ramp on you people. Not reaction, but just real life, and you guys can have an insight to my life. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching.